It's great. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to fight in Jacksonville, where my book really started here, playing football, now another sport. It's awesome. Oh, sorry. All right. Okay.
So you were just mentioning how, this is kind of where I'll start it for you.
Yeah.
Do you ever get a little bit, I don't know, poetic or spiritual about kind of the whole meaning, or is it just another fight just to place?
No, I mean, I look at it from the energy of the crowd that's going to happen on Saturday. Like, yeah, that's going to be special, right? That's going to be a moment. But as far as getting poetic or making something big out of it, no, not really, man. I mean, it could be in the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. It could be in Georgia at a Waffle House at 2 a.m. in the parking lot, bro. Like, I don't really care where I'm fighting. I mean, a fight's going to be a fight. So there's nothing really poetic about it.
Does it excite you that you're going to have the crowd in your favor and, you're going to be sort of their person to cheer for, obviously?
Yeah. I mean, I think that energy is going to be contagious, right? I mean, it's only going to help. I think if you've seen some of the past UFC events where the host country, like for instance, Canada, they just had an event and those Canadian fighters did really well. So, yeah, I think having the crowd on your side is definitely a good thing to have.
Yeah. And how excited are you to finally step in the UFC's octagon, right? Not
yeah.
Contender Series.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that? Because this fight got pushed back, right? So, it gave you a lot of time to think about this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really thought about it too much in terms of like what I'm going to be feeling and everything, but obviously I'm excited to step foot in the real octagon now. I think it's going to be a little bigger than the one I fought in Dana White's Contender Series, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Use that range a little more. But, yeah, to me, it's going to justify another goal that I had, and I still have a lot of goals to achieve, so it's nothing to get caught up on or anything like that. But, yeah, I'm excited for it.
And can you talk about why that fight got pushed back? Because I think it was supposed to happen in February.
February, yeah. So I ended up tearing my bicep off the bone in January. Literally just sparring, and I threw a hook. I threw it a million times. And for whatever reason, on that Saturday, it detached from the bone, and I knew it right away. So I had to get surgery ASAP. The doctor told me 5 to 6 months. I was back training the next day in a sling. Obviously, I couldn't throw the punch, but I was all cleared by 3 months, and that's a testament to just the hard work. When I was given my rehab plan, it was supposed to be once a day. I was doing it 4 times a day, 7 days a week, just because that's who I am. I have to do that, man. If I'm not moving my body, if I'm not healing, I drive myself crazy. So, I'm not one for silver linings or finding the better things of life, but I think that hard work got me to this point right now. So I'm thankful for that.
Curious, what did the doctor say?
With what?
The recovery?
He said he's never seen anything like it before. So yeah. I don't know.
and are you glad that the UFC sort of kept the matchup and you didn't get somebody else?
Well, they didn't keep the matchup because I was supposed to fight Junior Tafa in Australia, and now I'm fighting his brother. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Did you go to the 2 events in town when they were here before?
Yeah, so the first event that was in town, I was actually at the movie premiere of the new, well, at the time was a new Demon Slayer movie. So I ended up missing that one. But then the second one I actually went to because I was covering it. So I was sitting right next to I was literally in the front row the whole time. It was pretty cool, man.
What was that experience when you were in
Demon Slayer or the event?
VyStar, the VyStar.
Oh, the VyStar. Yeah, it was insane. I mean, you talk about Chimaev fought Gilbert Burns in that card. That was insane. One of the best fights I've ever seen, whether it's on TV or in person. The main event, Alexander Volkanovski, man, you want to talk about a guy who could take some punishment in Korean Zombie. That was kind of a hard fight to watch a little bit just because, Korean Zombie would not go down. So the energy of that crowd was great that night. Great fights. I had a blast. There might be a couple coming. I assume there'll probably be some current Jaguars coming as well, but it's wild, man. From when I got cut back in 2012 until now, I don't think anybody from my team in 2012 is still on the roster. There's always a turnover in the NFL. So I'm still friends with some of the guys that are currently on the team, so maybe they're going to pull up. We'll see.
Hey, you look at I guess, first of all, what's that experience going to feel like stepping into that octagon, being at home, knowing you're also basically about a mile from where you played in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a great feeling. You know, I mean, people have asked me, do I feel added pressure? And I kind of laugh that off a little bit because, number one, I don't really feel pressure too much. But number two, we're all creatures of habit. You know, as a fighter, you have to develop a routine that works for you. And we talk about a routine, man. I mean, I've lived here for 10 years, right? This place, like this hotel is 10 minutes away from where I live. So I'm very accustomed to Jacksonville. Obviously, I'm accustomed to where I'm going to be fighting in. And those are competitive advantages. You know, that's not pressure to me, man. That's an advantage. So I'm very excited. Well, if you ask my coach, bro, he's gonna have a few choice words for me. No, so when I first started, I was an amateur. You know, as football players, we're kind of programmed where a play can happen anywhere from 7 to 10 seconds, right? So it's always go, 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 go. And that's kind of how my amateur career started out, where it's like, all right, well, there's a guy in front of me, better take him out like ASAP. And then I realized, like, as I progressed in my career, as guys got tougher and more skilled, you just can't do that all the time. Right, so I think with football you can get away with being a little more emotional, right? You can have that rage a little more, all that good stuff. I think if you study the best UFC fighters here right now, the champions, if you will, yeah, they may be emotional outside of the cage. You may say the right things in the microphone, but once they step in that cage, they're very calm, cool, and collected. More like a quarterback, maybe more like a kicker. I guess. I mean, I never thought I'd be comparing kickers to UFC fighters, but here we are. That's probably not good. That's not a good look, is it? All right, man, I got you. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm very excited. You know, I mean, don't let my demeanor up here fool you. I'm always like this, man. I'm always kind of just chill. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication being justified Saturday night. What I always bring to the table, it's going to be controlled chaos and beautiful violence.
You know, was there a little bit of an extra sense of excitement? You find out your UFC debut is going to be not only at home, but we now know on the main card.
Yeah, man. I didn't find out about that till like this past Friday. I got surprised with that from someone from the UFC called me. That's cool. You know, I mean, I think we're on ESPN, the prelims, and we're going to ABC. So I think now that means my grandpa can watch me on ABC because he can't really operate ESPN. He doesn't know how cable works. So I think maybe my grandfather will be able to watch me. That's pretty cool back in Wisconsin. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot more eyes. It's going to be a lot more of an opportunity to showcase my skills in front of a big audience, and I'm excited for that.
The symmetry is kind of weird. I mean, you were going to fight back in January, February for the UFC debut, and now you're starting your UFC debut against the guy you were supposed to fight's brother.
Yeah. In
the same town you started your pro football career. Have you had a chance to kind of reflect on how things have lined up going into this debut?
Not until you just mentioned it right now, man, to tell you the truth. So, no, I haven't really had time to reflect on that much. All I'm concerned about is obviously the guy I'll be facing on Saturday and just going from there.